to day 5 of U 2.0. Okay, so let's test the comments this morning. Tell me what's the last book that you read, or what book are you currently reading? Let's see what you guys are reading. Hello, welcome. Okay, I just read Atomic Habits. That was a good one. And actually, I also read, our speaker on Monday is Antonio Neves, and he wrote Stop Living on Autopilot. And that is a really good book. So we'll be doing some giveaways with that. But yeah, enter in the comments. What is the last book that you read, or what book are you currently reading? Oh, The Home Edit. So is that the same as that show on Netflix? Because I am addicted to that show on Netflix. I did go to the Container Store and like buy their collection. I was that girl, and decided to organize my closet. Oh, just got my book last night. Thank you, Julie. Let me know what you think. The Accidental Beauty Queen. That sounds like a good book. Someone else is reading Atomic Habits right now. So good. Let's see. Think Like a Monk. That's on my list. I bought your book the other day. Thank you. You guys are great. Did everything backwards with The Home Edit. That is so funny. Untamed by Glennon Doyle. Oh my gosh. I feel like that was the soundtrack for women for 2020. That book was killer. You got my book from the library. That's awesome. Yeah. Chasing the Bright Side is now in like over 1,000 libraries, which is so cool. Last year I spoke before the pandemic hit at the American Library Association. And so it was awesome that that was able to get picked up by a lot of libraries. If it's not in your library, you can request that they get copies. Why Bother Off and On? Okay, I haven't heard of that one. The Vanishing Half. All right. Okay, The Miracle Morning. Keep your books coming in. Read my book before Untamed. Love the combo. That is the biggest compliment ever. So thank you. Okay, so today's going to be a very special day. We have a speaker coming up soon. But before we get into that, I have a few housekeeping things for everyone. So we've officially hit the first 500 signups for the annual membership. So we've hit our cap. So thank you to everyone who signed up. If the reason why we did only first 500 can get the annual membership is because we're still testing the platform, as you guys know, and we don't want to overload it. So if everything goes well with this first 500 people that signed up, then we'll open up more spots next week. So stay tuned, but thank you to the 500 who have signed up. Make sure you've downloaded the workbook. Christine is in the comments today. She will be posting a link just in case you don't have your workbook. And you guys have your first homework assignment this weekend. I know I promise that any homework you get in U 2.0 will be fun homework. So this weekend, you're going to write your mission statement. And if you want to, you can pick 3 goals that are aligned with your mission. We're going to be doing more on goals in week 3, but sometimes as you're thinking about your mission, you also want to think about action items. So if you feel called to do that, you can totally start filling in those pages as well. But really, we're just focusing on that mission statement. And one thing I want to note is that your mission statement is going to be really fluid and dynamic and constantly changing. So instead of feeling like this has to be set in stone, really you're just kind of picking a North Star. And then as you keep journaling, as we keep working through the next couple weeks, and as you just discover more about yourself, you can go back and change it. That's the beautiful part of all of this. So I know someone posted in the group this morning that, they've been journaling this week, but they still feel a little bit overwhelmed of solidifying a mission statement. That's totally fine. Even when you start a business, I feel like the mission constantly changes as you start engaging with stuff. I think that you get clarity when you engage with your ideas, not when you think about them. So go ahead and just pick something, and it doesn't have to be definite, and you can keep workshopping it as we keep going through this challenge. We'll also do a fun giveaway this weekend. It's fun seeing some of you who have bought Chasing the Bright Side, but I will show you guys an Instagram story template where if you feel inclined to share your mission statement with your followers and tag me, you can win a copy of Chasing the Bright Side. So I'll post that in the group after this live and show you what that template looks like. And before we get into today's speaker, we have an exciting new Bright Pages update for you. So one of the cool parts for us about this challenge is you guys are the first people using Bright Pages. And so we're discovering a lot about what's needed and what would be useful for you. And so it's crazy how it's just week 1 and you guys have already helped us make a development that we just implemented last night. Now you can go back and answer past prompts you might have missed. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what this looks like. Share screen. Okay, so now you are in your Bright Pages account, and now you see this yellow button that wasn't there before. You can go view previous prompts and then go back, in any that you've completed, there will be that green check mark, and any that you haven't completed, you can go and respond now. So that way, if you've joined late or if you're just like life got in the way and you missed a day, you can go back and fill in your past prompts. So that's super exciting. And we would just want to thank you guys for helping us think through this solution. It's really cool. You guys are basically our developers this week. And just to show you guys the workbook, Christine will, post the link to the workbook in case you guys don't have it. This is your week 1 homework. And so just kind of reiterating the problem that you want to see in the world, how you want to help. And then this is what your mission statement template is going to be like. This is purely just a guide to get you started. If you have another way you want to put it, that is totally fine. But you're going to show who you're going to help and by doing what. And again, this is your North Star, not set in stone, but just choose something, think about it over the weekend. And then here are some goal templates if you want to start filling those out, like things that you know that you want to do. And then here is the Instagram story quiz that I will post in the group after this live that you guys can fill out and win a copy of Chasing the Bright Side. Okay. Oh, I hate it when it does that. It does like Inception stuff. Okay. So today's prompt on Bright Pages, take the thoughts that you guys have put together this week and write your first draft and your mission statement. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce our guest speaker for today. And just as usual, as we do these lives, if you guys have questions for Michelle or myself, put them in the comments. And then at the end of this, I will pull those up on the screen. So let's welcome Michelle Murphy. Hey, Michelle, how's it going?
Hi, how are you? It's going well.
Good. So Michelle's in Tampa, Florida. So any Florida peeps, let us know in the comments. But Michelle and I connected I think we connected on Instagram,
Yeah.
just like a modern romance, It's crazy. Like if you would have told me like back in the day that you're going to meet some of your best friends on Instagram, I'd be like, you shouldn't meet strangers on the internet. Now, how else do you meet people, honestly? But Michelle has a lot of strengths that are my weaknesses, which is legal. And so Michelle, if you want to give us a little bit of background of you and what you do, and then we'll get into it.
Sure. So, first of all, my name is Michelle Murphy, and I am the owner of Wilson Murphy Law. And it's just a boutique law firm focused on working with smaller businesses with their trademarks, their copyrights, contracts, and just how to run a small business legally. I opened in 2019, and I have just been going ever since. I was going to quit a few times along the way.
You and I both. Sure.
But I just kept pushing and pushing, and I'm here. I'm still at it, helping businesses pretty much daily. So
what was if you don't mind sharing, what was any like moments or reasons that you wanted to quit, and then what kept you going?
So one big thing was it just felt like I was talking to nobody, right? Like I'm putting all this content out, and I just felt like I wasn't getting the traction that I wanted. Little did I know that social media is such a long game. Like your first year, you're just putting out the content, you're putting it out. You're probably not going to get as much traction as you might want.
Yeah.
But if you continue going, people start to like you and trust what you're saying and start engaging with you. I mean, I'm 2 years in, and I would just say like now-ish is how I've been getting consistent engagement from my
Yes.
Instagram.
That's awesome. And speaking of your Instagram, one of my favorite quotes that you posted the other day, and you guys go ahead and give Michelle a follow here, is time is a commodity I don't discount. I was like, oh, she is speaking to my soul. I am like a recovering people pleaser, and always just want to like show up for people and like think that I can control the way people think about me. Did you ever watch Parks and Recreation?
Yes.
Okay, so the episode where Leslie Knope, and you guys, tell me if you guys have heard this episode too, where someone said to her like, "Yeah, like I like her, but she's not someone I would go bowling and like get a beer with or something." And then she hosts this like bowling and beer thing, and
Yep.
is just focusing on this one guy to like her. And I'm like, if I could sum up myself in one, show, one scene, this would be it. And so I found myself giving away a lot of my time just because I wanted to show up for people. So
Right.
what was this? Where did this quote come from you? And was this something you've always been good at or something you had to learn?
So I don't even know where it came from, honestly. I think I was talking to somebody about just our time and just working on weekends and just all that, like running a business and it's really hard to separate your business from your personal life once you're the owner.
Yeah.
And so I think you know what? I know what it is. I saw a trademark attorney running discounts on her services. And I was like, nah, absolutely not. I did it once. I did that one time. And that was one time enough for me to be like, no,
Yeah.
you deserve everything that you're getting from the services that you're giving to somebody else. And yeah, I was like, yeah, you have to take care of yourself. And that's one thing that that is my goal for 2021, focusing on my self-care, because I know from last year, we talked about it before, like
It was a crazy
my
year for
business
you.
exploded and I guess I just did not have the systems in place that I thought I had in place.
Mm-hmm.
And I just found myself working constantly and not taking care of myself. And I could feel the burnout by December.
So what are some of those things that you are kind of committing to doing? We actually talked about this the other day in the challenge of 3 actions you want to commit to that are more self-care focused. Are there anything that like you're like, I gotta make time for this?
So one thing that I'm doing, and people are probably gonna think I'm crazy, staycations. I'm going to a luxury hotel for a night, unplugging, watching TV, drinking champagne in my room. Like that is
Love
one
it.
thing that I am committing to. And then just nighttime routine. I don't have a morning routine because I'm just not a morning person like that. Like
Yeah.
me waking up is enough for me to be a morning the morning routine.
Check, done. Good. Yeah.
But at night I'm focusing on just little things. So I'm showering at night. So I put like a eucalyptus plant in my shower. So the aromas and, the oils come off. And then I spray fragrance on myself just so, you just get in this mood to go to bed.
Yeah.
And then I am reading. I'm reading for like 20 minutes and lighting a candle and just relaxing.
Yeah, doing things that feel good. The staycation part is interesting. Y'all let me know if you guys have ever done any staycations. But someone said my volume's really low. Let me see. Let's see if that's any. Let me know if that's any better. I just put it up. Okay, so one of the things that I want to do, we live in an Airstream, but right now we're in our house for a little bit, and so our Airstream's like parked across the street. And I'm like, I wonder if I could rent this out, even just for people to experience like living in an Airstream for like one night. But it's not in a like fun place. It's literally in a parking lot beside a dumpster. And like my husband was like, we could just say like urban views. I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay, someone said volume's way better. Sorry, I didn't see that before. Okay, yeah, someone said staycations have been the lifesaver for them, which is awesome. I need to get on that board. Okay, so this week we're talking about mission statements, And curious if you have a mission statement for your work or just for you personally.
So I would say my mission statement is to make legal accessible and easy to understand. I read some of these, like I'll read statutes and I'll read books and I'll read just things that I need to keep up, education wise. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Like, just say what you mean and mean what you say, like say it in plain English. So I try my best to dumb everything down on anything that I put out there, any of my content. I try to use as many metaphors as possible because that's how I learn. Like metaphors
Totally.
really make things click. And so, that's one of my biggest things, just making legal accessible to smaller businesses who just don't have the resources that maybe Target has, or,
Right. Well,
So,
even last year with the and now the PPP, the small business loans are out again.
yeah,
But last year when it was happening, just figuring out if I qualify, how to submit, all of it like was a full-time job in itself.
yeah,
And so I think for a lot of entrepreneurs who want to focus on running their business and then also trying to understand the legalities of it's so hard. So
right,
to be able to simplify things is like, I know for someone like me is very, very appreciative.
right. Yeah, and I mostly work with like creatives because I was a dancer back in my
Oh, we
yeah.
don't have that in common.
I danced for
I
like
wish I could dance.
15 or 20 years, somewhere in there. It was like on and off when once I got to college and stuff. And I also work with a lot of minority women in general. I think I just got my first male client like in December.
Oh,
Like all of my
wow.
clients have been women, Black
Yeah.
women, just, and I'm just like, and the first time I got my first male client, I'm like, I apologize for all of the very girly like brand assets because I'm sure.
Yeah, sometimes so my almost like I would say 95% of everything I create is like built specifically for women and Mic Drop Workshop, my online course for women to get paid speaking gigs. Sometimes like somehow some way like a dude will land on the webinar or whatever and it's like girl, you deserve this. Like you're better than this. And like let's get those men off the stage and step into our, and they're just like, whoa, I'm not supposed to be here. So yeah, that's awesome. But so speaking of like simplifying things, I'd love to take this last little bit and if there's like a couple tips you want to give to anyone who's listening, who's either thinking about starting a business or, whether it's a podcast or an e-commerce business, what are some simple legal things that we should be thinking about or doing as we start wanting to put our creations into the world?
Sure. So I'll say number one is you want to make sure that the name of whatever you're creating, because it's always going to have a name, you're going to want to make sure that it's not taken. You can go onto the trademark website. It's uspto.gov, and they have their own search engine, and it has a list of all of the trademarks, registered and applied for marks that are out there. And you can just type in your name. It's not that simple. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible so that people understand. But you just type in the name and all the possible names that are similar to yours will pop up. It is a federal government website, so they're a little bit behind on the times.
Yeah.
So sometimes the name won't pop up, or if the spelling is, I'll use my other business. So the CEO Legal Loft, if I spelled it, if I said it was like the CEO Legal Loft, that wouldn't pop up.
Got it. Okay.
So you just kind of want to think of variations of the name that you're choosing and go into that search engine and type it in, and then also just doing a simple Google search. Some names should pop up if they're similar to yours.
So if there's a name that's similar that pops up on a Google search but doesn't pop up on the uspto.gov, is that like an indicator that we can still go for it, or should we reach out to that person, or what is your thought?
So I would say it's not an indication because, like I said, sometimes our search may be flawed, and it also, like I said, spelling matters.
Right.
So, but I do not reach out to that person.
Yeah.
Because you're putting yourself on the radar.
Yeah.
Don't do that. I would say maybe go to an attorney first. I know me and my other colleagues will do like a knockout search for you, and we can tell you, hey, this is what we found.
Right.
Maybe you should be able to move forward with it, but this is what we found.
Yeah.
And if we found something, take these precautions. Like, you've been warned.
And I mean, and trademarking is also not an immediate process at all. And so if it's something that you guys are thinking about, whether it's like, you know, a business name or even like a podcast name, like, should people be trademarking some of their, like, if they have a book title or, you know, whatever it might be, what are scenarios where people should apply for trademarks?
So podcasts for sure. I've seen more and more podcasters starting to trademark their names. And not getting them. Like, they've been on podcasts for years, but they're not getting the name because maybe the name they chose was more generic, or it's already been taken. Like, there's just so many variables, and there's just like big companies. Like, I don't know if you watch Crime Junkie.
I haven't, but I'm sure there's people
or listening.
Yeah.
So I listened to Crime Junkie, and I saw that their trademark didn't go through because there was an issue with it, and obviously their podcast is pretty big,
right? Yeah.
And
so they got an issue with their name.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
So
it just goes to show, like, no matter how big you are, you're not immune to anything. Yeah.
Even Victoria's Secret Pink, they had an issue. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
So, but as long as you have an attorney, we try to like strategize and think of other ways that you may be able to get your trademark through.
Yeah. Okay. So trademark, and, you know, for me, we just got our mic drop workshop trademark approved like this week, and that was like a year ago that we
it takes about 9 to 12 months.
Yeah, it's crazy. We just submitted our Bright Pages one, so check back in 2022 and we'll see if we got it. But any other final tips or advice for anyone who just wants to get their ducks in a row before they start something?
So if you have a website, you just want to make sure that you have your terms and conditions up. You're limiting your liability by having those terms and conditions up. And then the big thing is privacy policies. So it's illegal not to have one basically in the US now. If you take California clients, which pretty sure we all do, we have California customers, California clients, they have their own privacy policy laws.
Okay.
So you need to have one on your website to be compliant with their laws. And obviously then the EU has their own GDPR. So if you have clients or customers that are coming from the European Union, still you'll need to have a privacy policy on your website.
Privacy policies are huge. Thank you, Facebook, for that. Thanks, Zuckerberg. Yeah.
And then lastly, I'll just say, make sure you're separating your business bank account from your personal.
Oh, that's good. I know that sometimes when you're just getting started and then maybe the dollars are low, you're just like, oh, it's fine. You know, just put it in there and, you know, it's only like $10 or whatever I'm making. And then once it starts to become more, I know that I did that at the beginning of Headbands of Hope, where I just did not have my books in a row because it felt like a hobby.
Right.
But I feel like the minute it starts making money, the minute it becomes a business.
Right.
You know? So someone else asked if we have a podcast idea, but it's on the 5-year plan, should we trademark the name now, just like we would purchase a domain to reserve the name? So like if you haven't started a podcast yet, what are your thoughts on that?
So you are able to hold a trademark name. You would file it under an intent to use filing basis, but you can only hold the name for about, I want to say it's like 18 to 24 months.
Okay.
After that, if you're not using the name, then you got to let it go.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. I didn't know that you could even hold a name. Um, okay. And then another question, what are the costs and time involved for business owners when we trademark like one name or multiple assets, such as a business, podcast, or YouTube channel?
So it really depends on which route you go. So you could go legal Zoom. Theirs is going to be much cheaper. I do not recommend them, but if you want to go that route, that is your choice.
Yeah.
You get an attorney. The prices just range so much. Like
Mhm.
I've seen some of my colleagues charge like $900. I've seen some charge $5,000. I've seen some charge 10, like bigger law firms, they charge 10,000. So it really just depends on what's important to you as far as your attorney.
Mhm.
I have different packages that I give to my clients to choose from. And yeah, we go from there. So it's just such a wide range. I would say you just talk to different attorneys, go to like 3 different attorneys, see who you mesh with, see what their packages are including, and go from there.
Yeah. I mean, and it is with legal, it is one of those things you get what you pay for a lot. I did register Mic Drop Workshop under like, it might have been legal Zoom and and this was a while ago. And then I went to like check on it. And they were like, oh yeah, there was a glitch and we forgot to file it.
Yeah,
And I was
and they
like,
don't tell you.
what? And I was just like, how? And they're like, we'll give you $20 off your next one. I'm like,
I've
no,
never
but I've been waiting for this for 8 months. Like, this is crazy. So yeah. Okay. So let's see there. So just to recap, thank you, Christine, for putting these in there. Michelle's first tip, research your name to ensure it can be trademarked, whether that's on the uspto.gov website or just by Googling it. Make sure you have your terms and conditions and privacy policies on your website. And yeah, it's really important to have a privacy statement and according to you, having a California one as well. So is that a separate statement?
So no.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it is.
Okay.
It'll go in your privacy policy. I think this is CalOPA.
Okay.
That's what their statute is called.
Okay. And then last one, open a business bank account. Keep your personal and business expenses
Oh,
separate.
I lied. It's not CalOPA. It's CCPA. I'm sorry.
CCPA. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. I like how you had to, it just like came to you. You're like, give me a minute. Got it. Some cool feedback. Yeah, the minute it starts making money, the minute you need to get a new bank account. Absolutely. And I know that maybe for some of you who are listening, it might feel like this is far off, but I'll tell you that it's really not. I mean, you guys could have your mission statement today and an idea next week and have your first customer the week after that. I think that's one of the cool parts of the world that we're living in is it is really easy to just start. Wouldn't you say, Michelle?
Yeah, I just opened an Etsy shop like a week ago, and I've already gotten sales from it. And
really?
Yeah.
So what are you selling on Etsy? Is it templates?
So I am very multi-passionate.
Oh yeah. Well, you're a dancer and you're an attorney, so this is I can already tell. Yeah.
So the thing that I sell on Etsy is printables, and I love money, like finance, budgeting, all that stuff. I love doing it. It's probably weird, but like that is like my happy place. So I started selling budget printables on there.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. The day I ever sell budget principle, like I don't, that's so far from like where my happy place is. So I'm glad there's people like you in the world who, someone said same multi-passionate creative over here. So, I mean, you started your Etsy shop and you're already getting sales.
Yeah.
See that it's really like, and the cool part about the low barrier to entry to start is that it doesn't have to work out. You can test different things. It's not like you have to open a brick and mortar shop to be able to get customers and test an idea. You can throw something up in your Instagram bio that's like a lead magnet and just see if you get interest. There's so many different ways to be quick to start and test things. But that's why it's important to have that mission statement, which we're working on this week, to understand like what is it that you want to create and for what purpose. Okay, and someone else just had one more question and then we'll wrap it up. I have an LLC as a dietitian and personal trainer for 10 years. Went to file taxes last year and they said I was no longer an LLC. Been trying to unwind it for a year now. Do you have any advice?
Oh, where are you located, first of all? Because everybody's LLC laws are different.
Okay. Yeah. If whoever put this on can say where they're located, but yeah, taxes. Do you do a lot of that, or are you
God,
mostly
no.
trademark? Yeah. Oh
God,
my
no.
gosh. I
I
feel like
took
every
one tax
year.
class and I was like, no,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
I feel like every year when I have to pay taxes, I'm like, you tell me I got to pay what? Okay. They said Indiana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know any attorneys over there.
Yeah.
So, well, one thing is you have to renew your LLC every year. I know you do in Florida. I want to say that's everywhere, but you have to renew it every year. So if you did not renew it one year, that's probably why it's no longer an LLC.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't even know you had to renew LLCs every year either. Someone said, gave me a great idea for a lead magnet. Awesome. Yeah. Just go ahead and start testing ideas. But if you have a name or something that you're like really gung ho on that you want to start, reach out to Michelle. And Michelle, I put your Legal Loft website up here. Is that the best place for people to go to work with you or contact you?
So to work with me personally, you'll want to go to www.wilsonmurphylaw.com.
Okay. www.wilsonmurphylaw.com. All right.
And the
Putting this on the
CEO
screen.
Legal Loft is more so for like contract templates if maybe you can't quite afford to work with an attorney one-to-one quite yet. So
Perfect. Well, I know that if I had worked with you earlier, I probably would have had a lot less headaches with some of my names. But yeah, people say, yep, I renew every year. And someone said, message me, Karen, if you're close to Kentucky. I'm in Louisville. Okay, awesome. Contract templates, there's your website. But Michelle, thank you so much for coming on here. I think that one of the great things about you and why I was so drawn to you is you make scary things seem less scary. And so all of this doesn't have to be scary. It can be exciting because you're choosing a lane and you're solidifying your business and you're going for it. So we just really appreciate having you on here.
thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you guys reach out to Michelle, follow her on Instagram, and
I'm really fun on Instagram, I promise.
she is a great follow. She's one of my favorites for sure. So yeah, wait, what's your handle so I can put it on here?
The trademark attorney _.
The trademark attorney. Okay.
And if you love Target, I'm always in my stories.
Oh, nice.
Talking about my shopping hauls at Target.
My sister-in-law now works at Target, so she gets the employee discount. So as if I needed any more reason to go with her. Thank you, Michelle. You rock, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Okay. So isn't Michelle the best? Thank you, Michelle. You got me thinking about things I try to avoid. Scary, as Jess always says. Yeah, I feel like I ignored legal stuff for so long, or I thought that I needed to be at a place in my business to start thinking about it. And now I realize the earlier you can think about this stuff, the better. Even if you don't have an idea right now or you're unsure, it's just good to kind of know what you should be thinking about, because the last thing that you want to do, and I've done this before, is you start worrying about legal stuff when there's actually an issue. You know, you want to have everything clean and ducks in a row. So she was really great. Awesome. I'm so glad you guys loved her. Okay, so this concludes our first week. Just as a reminder, if you missed yesterday's live, you can go to the announcements tab on Facebook. Go ahead, check out the new update that we have on Bright Pages, and do view previous prompts and just make sure that's working for you. We're really excited about it. And just as a reminder, everyone who completes all 21 prompts will get a fun prize at the end of this. And now it's even easier to do that with this new feature. And another reminder that we've already hit those first 500 signups, but we'll try to open more spots next week if the app is working good this weekend and it doesn't get fried. So there won't be any lives this weekend. Take a break, do some self-care. I know I'm going to try to play some tennis, maybe do some yoga. I follow this girl, Yoga with Adrian, on YouTube, and she has some really great free yoga classes if anyone needs them. Just work on your mission statement. Answer the prompts this weekend on Saturday and Sunday aren't necessarily towards your mission statement or anything. They're just good reflection prompts. And I will see you guys here on Monday. And so I'll post the Instagram template in the group after this. So if you want to fill in your mission statement on Instagram stories, tag me, win a copy of Chasing the Bright Side. I'm so glad you guys have enjoyed this. This has been really fun for me too. This is my first time doing this. And I'll admit I was a little intimidated to go live every day, but it's also been really fun to just be able to communicate with you guys. So, someone loves yoga with Adrian. You guys have a good weekend, and I will see you here same time, same place on Monday. Bye, everyone.